Hi, Craig Ridley here from youronlinebusinesscoach.com, and in this video I'm going to answer the question that many of my business coaching clients ask me, and that is, what's wrong with my business and how do I make it better? What I'd say to you is that all good business plans start with a SWOT. What is a SWOT? Well, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. And what this really means is that if we're trying to create a plan to improve your business, to grow your business, to turn it into a high performance business, our starting point is to have a very strong understanding of where your business model is today. What are its strengths? What are its weaknesses? Where are its opportunities for growth? And what are the threats to the growth of your business? So to answer the question, what is wrong with my business? I need to know what your business looks like today. I need to know its strengths, its weaknesses, its opportunities and threats. To answer the question, how do I make it better? Again, I need to understand the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities and the threats that exist in your current business model to be able to take that business forwards. So all good business plans start with a SWOT analysis. But how do you do a SWOT? Lots of different ways to do a SWOT. I mean, one of those is you simply just take the time yourself to stop and think about your business and write down the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities and the threats that exist within your business. A better way would be to hold a strategic planning session with your team to get their input into the same questions, because as the old adage goes, two heads are better than one, and your team certainly understand your business model, your current business model, and no doubt would have some ideas of how you can improve your business model and grow the business going forward. A better approach again would be to involve someone like me, an external professional business coach who can use their experience of other businesses and other industries to help you understand your business model better. But what I find with a lot of business owners is you don't really like to involve external parties in this process, and quite often you also don't open it up to the team to get involved. You like to do some of these things yourself. So later on in this video I'm going to demonstrate to you a tool that I use that will allow you to prepare a professional quality SWOT analysis of your business. But even after you've done a SWOT analysis, what do you do with those answers? Once you've identified the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities and the threats in your business, what do you do with that information? Well, in this video again I'm going to demonstrate to you the approach that I take to use that information to understand what's really important in your current business model and what you can do to make it better going forward. What I want to do today in this video is demonstrate to you how you can perform a professional SWOT analysis on your business and how you can get a clear view of how to turn your business into a high performance business. So the starting point in any strategic planning exercise that I perform with my clients is firstly to understand how your business fits within its external environment. So to understand all the pressures that are being brought to bear on the business externally and how your business is interacting with those forces. So we need to understand how the industry that you are in affects your business. What is the strength of that business? What does it look like going forward? What are your competition doing? How is technology impacting upon your business? What are your customers doing? Are they being attracted towards your business and your products and your services, or are changing times taking them away from you? We need to understand how the shareholders or the stakeholders in the business are performing. What's their health like? Are there risks in their financial capacity? If the business is going through a growth phase, can they fund that growth? Or do we have shareholders that are looking to try and retire, so we have a succession planning issue? We need to understand the business environment clearly as well. As I sit here in December 2011 doing this video, then clearly the economic conditions that we're experiencing at the moment are having a dramatic impact on how businesses perform. So my starting point in any SWOT review and any strategic plan is to understand the external forces being brought to bear on your business. The second area that we need to then have a look at is to go inside the business and look at the internal processes and the internal structures and understand the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities and the threats that exist within that internal structure. So this graphic that I have on the screen here demonstrates my view of what a high performance business looks like and how all the parts of that business fit together. So at the top of that chart we have some strategic issues that every business has to contend with. So we need to understand the vision, where the company is trying to get to, the strategies that are in place to achieve that vision, the type of structures and the type of culture that exists within that business. We need to understand how those are impacting on the performance of the business. We then, at the base of that graph, have the operational elements of every business, and again we need to understand how they are currently performing and where the opportunities for improvement might exist. So an understanding of the product and service ranges that you have, an understanding of your marketing and sales strategies, your people strategies, how systemized the business in, and your financial strategies. So my approach to preparing a SWOT review on your business and using that to understand how we can develop a strategic plan to maximize the performance of your business is to look at firstly the external forces on your business and then the internal structures in your business. And the diagnostic tool that I use, and I will give you the ability to have access to at the end of this particular video, asks a whole series of questions of you to get an understanding of the way your business is performing in relation to all of these various areas. The challenge then is, how can I get that information back to you in a format that is easy for you to understand, and in a format that you can take that information and develop a strategic plan around that to grow the business and turn it into a high performance business. And what I've found is that the easiest way for me to represent that information is in a graphical form, in the form of a picture, as you see on the screen here. I'm a firm believer in the saying that a picture tells 1,000 words, and I would rather give you a nice simple response than a whole heap of words on a page that can be difficult to understand. So having analysed your business and analysed the strengths and weaknesses, the opportunities and threats that exist within your business structure, I like to present that information in the form of a spider graph. So we can see this is a spider graph. It's called a spider graph because it does look like a spider's web. And this particular chart, we're looking at a map of the external environment, the external forces that are existing on your business, and we have assessed that in those categories that I talked about before: the shareholder circumstances, the business environment, and the industry. And we've plotted our analysis of your business against this one. So when we've plotted against industry, having asked various questions, we've plotted this particular point very close to the outside of the chart, and that means that this particular point is very strong for your business, as opposed to, let's say, shareholder circumstances or customers, which have plotted closer to the middle of the graph, and we say that this is probably representing perhaps a weakness or even a threat to the particular business, and it might focus us on asking more questions around this particular area to see where we go with the business. So it's called a spider graph, and I think this visually we can look at this and say, where are the main issues for this particular business? Can I say, as you look at this information, that this is a real client of mine. It's in the retail industry, retailing accessories to the 4x4 market, the SUV market. So the graphs that I'm going to show you now are in relation to a real business, which I think is important to understand. So visually we look at this chart, and if this was your business, we'd be saying, well, the industry that we're working in appears to be quite strong. We're quite happy being within this industry. Our competitors are not really causing us too many issues at the moment, and we're not having a problem keeping up with technology. There is a bit of an issue here with our customers. Perhaps our customers are not using 4x4 vehicles as much as they used to, and perhaps we're not appealing to them the way we should, and we need to have a look at that. Also, a bit of a weakness here in relation to shareholder circumstances. So perhaps we've got parts of the family here who are ready to retire, or parts of the family going through health issues. Every business is different, but there would appear to be some form of issue here that needs to be addressed as part of our business plan. If we move and have a look at the internal workings of the business, so on the strategic side of this particular business, again visually quite quickly you can say, well, this business believes that the cultural aspects of the business are quite strong, so they're quite happy working in this business. There is some vision for the business, although it's not a real strength of the business, and we probably need to do some work to better understand where this business is trying to head towards. If you don't have a very strong business, it's very hard to have a strong strategy to deliver the vision. If you don't know where you're going, how can you develop a strategy to get there? And structurally, we're certainly seeing some weaknesses in this particular business here. That it's quite a small business, so that doesn't surprise me that we don't necessarily have the right structures in place to drive it forward. So again, looking at this, we clearly say that we've got some work to do in setting a vision and some strategies, and perhaps setting that company up for future growth. Again, looking at the graphical output in that area, the operational area of products and services, again visually we can very quickly hone in on where some of these issues are for this particular business. There's certainly an issue around product security. Product security is whether you have the ability to continue to sell your product. Are your licenses in place? Are the competitors controlled? So can you control that market? Is there ever a chance of you losing your market share on that one? Core differentiators, where's our unique selling proposition? This business doesn't appear to have a very strong one, and there's clearly some work we'd need to do there to develop that a little better. We've got some stock control issues here under production and inventory, and probably our product profit margin here as well. Although it's the middle of the graph and we're saying it's okay, we'd love that clearly the profit margin to be very, very strong. So there's some work we can do with this business here to improve its profit margin. The product life cycle and revenue dependency aspects appear to be well controlled. If you look at marketing and sales, again visually you can hone in on what's important to this particular business, and it would appear to be that the sales strategy and the sales and marketing plan, or the promotion and advertising aspects of this business, clearly need some work to develop a cohesive strategy. Having said that, this business appears to be quite strong in its branding, in its ability to acquire new customers. It's doing an okay job on retaining its existing customers, but probably could do better, and probably needs a little bit of work here on its pricing strategy as well, but it's in reasonable shape here. So again, visually, I think if you look at that chart, and if this was your business, your eyes are going to be clearly drawn to the priority issues within your business in relation to marketing and sales. If we have a look at the people aspects of this particular business, again the chart's looking a little bit weird this time. We certainly have some strengths around the place, but the weaknesses, the areas we'd be wanting to look at working on: performance management. So this business clearly doesn't believe that they performance manage their staff well enough, or have systems and processes in place to be able to deal with that, and that's not uncommon for the size business that this one is. Very clearly here in relation to human resource adequacy, although they have people in place and those people have reasonable skills and there's reasonable training and development opportunities within the business, this business here clearly doesn't have the right type of people. So they need to work on their recruitment policies to try and move the quality of its personnel up a little bit higher. I think you'd agree by looking at this chart here that in relation to the systemization of the business, there's a lot of work to be done here. So we have a very low level of systemization in this business here. We basically have no policy and procedure manuals. We have some security issues within the business. There is no IT management plan. There is a very ad hoc customer service system in place, and absolutely no internal controls over the finances or the operations of the business. So clearly in relation to systemization of the business, there is a lot of work to be done here. Now many businesses, small businesses, will argue they don't need to systemize. Well, as you go through our online business coaching course, you'll continually hear me give you the message that systemization is what will allow your business to achieve its profit potential and also achieve its growth potential going forward. The final graphical output that I'd show you here in relation to this business is again in relation to finance, and they seem to be doing okay, not fantastically well, but they're doing okay, and it's probably not an area that we would focus our strategic planning on to start off with. There's certainly some other issues in this company before we'd get to the finances side of it. So from a business valuation point of view, this business value has been growing over a period of time, so the owners are quite happy there, and we're getting some okay cash flow coming through. But we can certainly be working on the level of funding, the level of working capital inside that business, and even its level of profitability in there as well. So hopefully that tour of an analysis we've done of a real business is useful to you to demonstrate the type of processes that we go through and the way that we are able to communicate those results back to you. Now, we believe that our online business diagnostic is one of the strongest self-analysis SWOT tools in the market today, and hopefully that review has shown you just how strong that review can be. And interestingly to me, it's also one of the best kept secrets on the market today. Many accounting firms, many business consultants have access to this online business diagnostic tool, but choose not to use it. And that just has constantly amazed me, because this tool is very, very strong, very, very easy to use, very, very useful to the business owners who get those results, and yet people still persist with the old ways of doing a SWOT analysis, which is basically just by discussion and writing things down on a piece of paper. I think the world's moved on from there. Now, I use this particular business diagnostic approach in my offline professional business advisory role with clients of all sizes and all industries, and I have done for many, many years. I know that this stuff really does work. And what I'd like to do now is to give you access to our online business diagnostic tool. And I'm going to do that by providing you with the ability to have 3 access levels for you to choose from. As I said earlier in this video, I understand that most business owners like to be able to do things themselves. They don't always look for the involvement of an external party. So I'd like to give you the ability to be able to conduct this review in your own time, by yourself, and analyze the results all by yourself. But I also understand that some people do like the input of a professional to make sure that they fully understand the information that they are getting. So I want to provide 2 access levels in relation to that. And one is, if you just want a professional overview of that information and of the results, I'm quite happy to do that. If you want a very detailed professional analysis of that work, I'm also happy to provide that to you. So let me just say that my professional clients in my offline role will pay in excess of $5,000 for me to perform this business diagnostic on their business, and then to prepare a strategic plan for them to show them how to capitalize on the strengths and opportunities that we've identified in that business review. But this being the internet, all things are cheaper in cyberspace, and there's no way that I'm going to charge you $5,000 to access this tool. And the main reason I wouldn't charge you $5,000 is that I live in Perth, Western Australia, and you live somewhere else in the world. So there is really not a great ability for me to be able to walk into your business, to be able to see how your business operates, to be able to talk to your staff, and to be able to talk to yourself, to get at that real in-depth understanding of where your business sits. And that's the reason that I can't and wouldn't charge you $5,000 for my services. But it's an indication of what value my clients do see in this process. So as I said, my first offer to you is to give you access to our online business diagnostic tool and allow you to perform the SWOT review and to analyze the results in your own time. So with very little input from me other than in the preparation of those final reports for you to review, you can perform that deep analysis of your own business and analyze those results yourself. Now, the cost of access to that tool in this format is $97. My second offer is to give you access to the business diagnostic tool, and then I will provide you with my professional overview of where I see your business opportunities and where the threats are in the business. So rather than just give you the results back, I will give you some commentary, some pointers, my view of what your business looks like and what you can do to take it forward. So there's a fair bit of involvement of my time in analysing your results and providing you with some feedback, and the cost of that service is $397. My third offer to you is again to give you access to that business diagnostic tool, but then I will provide you with my full professional analysis of your current business model, and I will provide you with a draft strategic plan for you to take your business forward. Now, this offer involves a lot more interaction between myself and you. Through email and perhaps through Skype, we'll discuss the results of the business analysis and really come up with that strategic plan, that draft that you can then finalise and hone down to tailor to your particular business, and to make sure that you're happy with the suggestions I give you for how to build a high performance business model into your current business. Now, of course, this offer requires a great deal of my time to analyse the results and to interact with you and to develop that strategic plan. So the cost that I put on that is $897. So again, I'd like to provide you with 3 access levels to choose from. The do-it-yourself model, where you can provide the self-assessment, is $97 simply to access the tool, to access the resources that we have. If you prefer to have a professional overview of the results and have me provide you with my input into how I see you can take the business forward, then our second offer is to provide that service to you at a cost of $397. Now, if you'd like to go for the full service, which is for me to invest a large amount of time to delve deeply into your business, to make sure that I fully understand the results of your diagnostic review and to prepare a strategic plan for you to follow to go forward, well, the cost of that particular service is $897. So there's an entry level access for you, there's a mid-level access point, and there's the full service point. Now, what will you get out of this business diagnostic review? You'll get a fully professional SWOT analysis. This is not an amateur product by any sense. It is a full, high-level professional analysis tool, and the results that come out of this tool, I hope that I've demonstrated through this video, are very, very strong for you. What I really like about this diagnostic tool is that the way I present these results to you in graphical form makes it very, very easy for you to understand how your business is traveling today and what you can do to take it forward. So you receive very clear directions at any of those levels, at the self-assessment level right through to the full service level. You will receive very clear directions on how you can improve your business, where those opportunities for improvement exist. And of course, I've given you the choice of 3 access levels. So what should you do now? If you'd like to access our business diagnostic tool, then use the sign up buttons below to register your choice of access level. Once you're registered, we will send you a link so that you can access your online questionnaire, and you'll work through that diagnostic tool to provide us with the information we need to perform that analysis of your current business model. If you elect to use either the second or the third access level, we will come back to you through email with some requests for additional information so that we better understand what business you're in and how we can use that information to improve your business. And finally, if you're not already registered, then I do suggest that you join our free online business coaching club. Within that club, we provide you with a structured step-by-step program to identify improvements, opportunities within your business model, and provide you with the tools to be able to implement those improvements and to turn your business into a high performance business. Now, you can register for our free online business coaching club simply by visiting the homepage of our website, www.youronlinebusinesscoach.com. So thank you very much for your time. My name is Craig Ridley. I'm the head coach at Your Online Business Coach, and I'd love to see you as part of our program. Thank you.